I enlisted my 18th birthday, and then I turned 19 in basic training, 20 in Kuwait, Iraq, and then 21 in the hospital, Walter Reed, where Dave works, and then 22 outpatient at Walter Reed, and then 23 back home.
My name is Sergeant Tyler McGibbon, and I was a 19th Delta Cavalry Scout in the U.S. Army. I was 3 years, 9 months, and 16 days in the military, and I was deployed to Camp Green Kuwait in Iraq.
The day was December 21st, 2014. I was at work, and I got this phone call at work. And there's disbelief. Like, I literally, it's Army casualty. We always thought it was the Red Cross that was supposed to call us. So then we put out investigative, trying to locate people that we would know that might, be able to find out if this was a true statement. And yeah, it was, unfortunately. And the Army was real good. They got us, my husband, my son, my other son, they got us down to Washington, D.C. because we didn't have passports, and then we were flown to Landstuhl, Germany. You're briefed before you go in to see him because they let you know, well, this is what's going to be. They're remarkable in helping you to understand, but even though you don't, they're explaining everything. All you want to do is see him, and then you walk into the room and there's your son on life support.
So I was in a coma for 3 months, and when I woke up from my coma, I had to relearn every little thing, learn how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to drink, every basic thing of life that you take for granted, I had to learn again.
You're just all in a mode where you're just going through the motions. Somebody asked me about the plane ride over there. That was probably the hardest plane ride because it was commercial and we were trying to get there. I just wanted to get there. I wanted to see him.
It was also Christmas Eve.
It was also Christmas Eve. The plane ride back, actually, even though it was on a C-17, was actually easier because he was only a couple of feet away from me. He had a doctor, he had a nurse, he had a respiratory person on the flight back. So even though that may not have been considered the most comfortable ride, it was an easier ride to come home, knowing that I had my son. And not like understanding what a coma is and all of the whole aspects. They tell you his eyes opened up, and I literally ran across the parking lot thinking he woke up, but that's not the case.
When I came to Walter Reed and started working in the rehab department, it was an eye-opener. I'd never really been exposed to these these type of injuries before. And although you hear about it on the news and everything like that, it's not the same as being in person.
It's a whole entire process, the whole thing. There's you're sitting there and you're like every beep, every noise. And I took shifts, we went in shifts. There was never a time that Tyler was ever alone.
My number one support systems are my mother, my father, and my brother. They were there for me from when I got hurt through my whole entire recovery, and then even when I came home. I woke up in McGuire VA Hospital in Richmond, Virginia. And then after spending 7 months down there, I then came up to Walter Reed. I spent a while there, and I did countless therapies.
And we were talking one day, and he said to me, I'm not the same person I was before I got hurt.
One of the greatest physical struggles and everything through my recovery, it was my ability to walk again, and my ability to fully talk properly again. My ability to walk again was because I knew how much I loved the gym and how much that was a part of my life, and I was scared I wasn't going to be able to get to that. And then also, I knew how good of a runner I was, and I knew how much I loved to run, and I was afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to have that.
There were 4 of us that worked with Tyler on a regular basis, and we all did different techniques with him during his therapy, in the course of his therapy. So we had a therapist named Chris, who was a real big guy that liked to go to the gym. And since Tyler was a gym rat, they hit it off really well. And Chris would put Tyler through the paces for an hour, you know, every day, and really work Tyler hard. And at the end of the session, Tyler would be sweaty and tired, but he'd have a big smile on his face because he worked hard and he enjoyed what he was doing.
I thank God for physical therapy, because if I did not have that, I wouldn't be walking as good as I am. I wouldn't be having my mobility as good as I am. My speech was very, not, I guess you could say, incoherent. Like, you couldn't really understand what I was saying, and my speech therapy has helped me out so much with that. But then one of the hardest struggles mentally for me was definitely when I found out I was going through the med board and I was getting medically retired. That hit me hard. It was terrible for me, but I wanted to better my road still. I wanted to make it a nice paved road and not a rocky off the track road.
Being on the campus there and daily seeing these young people with their mothers and their fathers or their loved ones, their wives, girlfriends, whatever, and seeing them up close, it was like I said, it was an eye-opener. I saw their determination. You know, you really get to know them and what they're facing.
Actually, what you, when we first went to Germany, there was Josh, who literally had 4th-degree burns. That's when you burn your bone.
He's the first person we met on the ICU floor.
Yeah.
And you stop because his ears were melted, his nose, and this is the first person you meet. And he sits and talks to you before you go see your son, and it's like, oh my God. But
Yeah.
what a guy.
George and I, we thought that he woke up, like he was waking up, he was emerging. And they come in and he's answering all the questions correctly. What day is it? Where are you? Blah, blah, blah. And then they go, okay, so tell us about you. And he goes, well, I'm stationed in Hawaii. I'm married. I have 2 children. And then he got the year wrong. He had it 6 years in advance.
And that
And
lasted about a week.
that lasted for about a week. But I look at George and go, well, I'm really mad. I wasn't invited to the wedding. I've never met my grandchildren.
Yeah, there was.
But you put in humor into things, because if you don't,
You'll go insane.
you'll go.
Probably what was easy about this whole thing was Tyler had the kind of personality, he would do anything you would ask him to do. He had a great attitude, and every day he put in 100%. Even if he wasn't feeling his best, he would put in 100%. He would do whatever you asked him, and he would do it to the best of his ability.
There was moments that, yeah, it was terrible and that I hated it. But with my mindset, I never take it, like I say all the time to myself. When I see a struggle, I don't take it as I'm gonna fail. I take it as a challenge, and a challenge that I accept.
2,482 therapy appointments. And a medical retirement. It's a long journey.
So as I call it, the new 100%.
Yeah.
So I had to wait until I got retired to get Trooper. He helps me out, 1 with just being social, and 2 with my seizures, 3 with my mobility, because I'll have off days with my TBI. On his vest, he has a handle I can use for my mobility, make sure I don't fall and everything like that, and it keeps me on a straight path. And he just is amazing loving, caring, everything under the sun. I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to actually get him. I met him at the White House the first time, but with my brain injury, with major frontal lobe damage, you lose your filter. So I didn't have a filter, and I drive my hand back and I take like one step back, 1 foot backwards, and then I go, yeah, what's good, Barry? My therapist on the piano, and I'm sitting right next to her, and I'm singing Sonny's part of Sonny in the Chair. I got you, babe. And in comes President Obama, jamming out, like snaps his fingers and stuff, and like head down, and like kind of jamming out and stuff. He looks up, and he makes that perfect eye contact with me, and I know you, Taylor. And I go, no, Miss President Tyler. He goes, I'm in the White House. And so I go to shake his hand, and he like kind of smacks my hand on the way a little bit, and like just gives me a hug.
He goes, how you been? He remembered him from calling him Barry.
He goes, how you been, man? How you been?
When he was at Walter Reed, they would come to George and say, hey, can your son talk to so-and-so? He gave them hope. Since his injury, though, he's even more. Somebody said he has like an old soul inside of a young body.
My future plans right now, I'm studying psychology in college, and I plan, as soon as I get my degree, I plan on going to the FBI Academy, and trying to become a special agent. And then after about 2 years as a special agent, that's when I can apply for an FBI profiler, and I want to be a profiler. And it's just another way that I thought that I could serve. Even though I can serve in the capacity of military-wise, I can serve in another way, and I thought that was one of the best ways I can. I am thankful to my family so much, my friends so much, and all the therapists, especially Dave, just every single person in my recovery that has helped me in some way, shape, or form. I just thank so much, because without them, I wouldn't be here today. I'm glad I truly actually found myself, and I found my inner strength that I knew I had. All my whole entire recovery, that's what I had to deal with, is definitely mental strength. It's not about your physical able body. It's a lot with who you are inside you. Even though no one should go through this stuff, I honestly wouldn't change anything over again, and I would go through this again, just because this has shown me more to life than what I knew before.